guys, Tambo here with your Week 5 core report. Coming off a huge Week 4 where our guy Hoop shipped for $1 million, Week 5 was yet another busy one with our experts and members shipping left and right. Last Monday, RPS was all over the leaderboard, chopping the big Monday Night Football Draftkings Showdown contest. AP, Hoop, Statlers, Adam GQ6, and BX Boom all shipped the first place prize for $5,900 each. Humacom also hit that night, chopping first in several contests for $8,700. Later on in the week, Uncle T continued his heater, shipping for $11K in MLB. JT Hayes also hit for $20K in MLB. But our biggest hits came on the Sunday Week 5 main slate, where Big T continued his heater, hitting on his FanDuel core. Tony's core featured Josh Allen, Jeff Wilson, Cooper Kupp, Justin Jefferson, Khalil Shakir, and Pat Freiermuth. By taking the discount with Shakir and going cheap at running back, Tony was able to round out his lineup, adding Gabe Davis for the double stack, as well as Raheem Mostert and the Patriots D, shipping Big T over $128,000 for the weekend. The Tone Dog was not alone, as our members rode that core to some big hits as well. C. Tangretti turned $21 into $1,800. DFS Dad hit for $8,800. Drew C.A. won $7,500. Jamie Walsh hit big for $20K. J-Dub 115 joined in with a $21,000 hit, and Kevin Barnhill shipped over $90,000. To top it off, our guy Swint parlayed a $333 ticket given away by Hoop on our live Sunday NFL show into $3,500. And the winning didn't stop there. Kay Fallick joined our free live Sunday Night Football Showdown show to lay out his strategy for the Bengals-Ravens game.
It is kicker season. We got the two best kickers in the league.
Thank you. Let's go, Kevin.
Get your 3 field goals from McPherson. Get your 2 field goals from Tucker, vice versa. Take your 10 points and go home.
Again, if you're not subscribed to our YouTube page, get it done now. It's easy to do and can actually help you learn how to win. Kay Fallick also called his shot in our premium Discord and used his member-provided game plan to ship $68,000. Our NFL content has been on fire all season, especially our showdown stuff. I myself use my main core for my attack plan on Monday Night Football to cap off a week of winning at RPS with a King of the Beach ticket. Sign up for a Run Pure Sports membership today and get in on the fun. You have nothing to lose by trying us out. Remember, you're not winning with us, you're watching us win. Until next time, let's keep running pure.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Run Pure Sports Showdown show. I'm your host, Mangone, here with the people talking some showdown stuff, talking Eagles, talking Cowboys, and we had a nice little slate today. Bills and Chiefs. It's ending up right now, so we're gonna dive into the showdown winners next. That's what we got to do, guys. If you could please hit that like, subscribe to the channel. Helps us out a ton over here at Run Pure Sports. We appreciate it a lot. Let's go over to you, Kurt, first. You're repping the Florida State. How was your day? And, how pumped are you for this showdown slate?
Well, first of all, it wasn't a good day for my nose yesterday. We got beat by Clemson pretty bad at home. But anyways, good day for me. I made a little bit of cheddar, I think 10 to 15%, nothing crazy. I had the Burrow Chase stack. I'm sorry I wasn't here last week, guys. I got a little. I had a lot of Gabe Davis last week, and as soon as he scored that 98-yarder, I was like, okay, I'm getting drunk. So I had one too many beverages, and then I got stuck in DC. So that's what happens. But I'm glad to be back.
All right. Well, we got Kurt back here. Let's go over to you next, Megan. How's it going for you? Your Commanders, they made a brutal Thursday night football watch for us. It was not fun. But tell me how, besides the Commanders, I mean, they did get that victory, so that's nice. And Carson Wentz is now hurt. But how was the Sunday for you?
Yeah, I feel bad for Carson Wentz. Now we got the legend of Taylor Heineke coming back, so he'll be a fun DFS play for us. But Sunday, I think I did pretty decent overall, kind of like Kurt said. I think just a decent profit margin. Helped by I kind of wanted to play more 1 p.m. only to not have to worry about the Buffalo game, and I did really well with some Burrow Chase stack, so that was pretty fun.
I did the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to live in a world without that game, so Yep.
Love that. Love
Exactly.
Well,
So
I mean, you should have joined that world on the main slate with it more. That's what you
I
should
know
have.
that was the problem. Exactly. I thought I had it all figured out, Mangone. So that was the problem. But no, I did well in the 1 p.m. only, so that was nice. But I'm excited to talk about this game because these are the teams I hate, the two teams I hate the most in the NFL. I wish they both could lose. They can't, but I'm excited. I got some strong takes for tonight.
All right, excited to see the strong takes. Let's go to you next, Rubio. How's it going? We hung out this weekend, had a good time. K Fallick is not happy with you, by the way. He wanted to see a Rubio appearance. You still have a chance, by the way. We're going out after we lock, so you have a chance to redeem yourself. Just want to let you know. So K Fallick's not happy with you, but how's the weekend going? And how is the Light Festival? And how was the basketball game as well? I shouldn't bury the lead there too.
Oh, so I mean, I'm kind of salty. K Falix can't be mad at me when he's never even said he was coming up. Nothing, the only way I found out he was here was when I was watching the Morning Wood. Like that's the only thing I saw. I saw K Falix walking in the background, just waving hi to the camera. He waved hi to 2,000 other people, including me. I mean, I don't think he has a right to be salty about that. Well, anyway, I'll tell you what, I get the elephant out of the room. I kicked Mangone's ass in basketball. In case you missed that. The step back jack was cooking a little bit, and I was cooking them with hot grease. And I feel bad for Mangone because, I was just hitting everything. He had a hand in my face, and I was still making it. And I'll say this again, I'm not the greatest one-on-one player, but at the same time, I'm better than Mangone. So I had to back my honor. It was nice to win a little bit of cheddar. But then I lost that cheddar today playing Tom Brady. So if we can one-on-one again today later so I can earn my cheddar back, please, Mangone, let me know. But yeah, I mean, the Light Festival, Blink 82, I think kind of goes hard here in the Covington area. So just a really beautiful, beautiful state of Cincinnati. And when the Baltimore Ravens lose, the Cleveland Browns lose, and Cincinnati Bengals win, it's a nice day. It's a nice day. So I'm not too salty. I mean, I got a chance to win money back with Peyton Hendershot tonight. That's for sure.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what we do with Peyton Hendershot tonight. See if he's going to be a guy that we are on. I know you guys are. I don't know what I'm doing with Peyton Hendershot yet, but should be a fun slate. Excited for that. Ready to dive into this one. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the captains. How are we handling this slate? Obviously, we got some good players, right? We obviously have Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, CeeDee Lamb. I mean, you could do Cooper Rush. If you want, Ezekiel Elliott, you could easily put him in there. What's your takes? Let's go to you, Kurt, first. Kurt, I know you like Peyton Hendershot. I doubt you're putting him in the captain. He's more of a value play, but talk to me a little bit about these captains today.
It's pretty simple for me. I want Jalen, AJ, or Lamb. I'm not messing with anyone else. There's just not enough volume. You can go like Devontae on a deep ball because this Dallas defense likes to take shots, but I feel like you're getting a little bit too cute in a game that probably is going to be a little bit low scoring. So give me the volume, guys. 3 up top. Boom, boom, boom. I'll get different elsewhere.
All right, the volume, guys, it is for Kurt. Let's go over to you, Megan. You said you don't like these teams, but you watch them a lot, I'm sure, because you're a Commanders fan. What's your take on this one? Is it Hurts up top? Is it AJ Brown? Maybe it's Dallas Goedert. I mean, tight ends, those are always in play. I know Dalton Schultz is out, so all those cheap tight ends are in play too. Devonta Smith too. He's another option that he could easily pop off for a big game. What's your thoughts here on this one?
Yeah, well, my strongest take in captain is that I'm going to fade Hurts. And that feels, obviously uncomfortable, but this guy is, relying on 40% kind of rushing production for his fantasy production. I made a stand going into the season that I wasn't super high on him. I've been kind of proven wrong in that he's been more efficient this year, but he's also hasn't played any good defenses at all. This is the first, not just good, but great defense that he's playing. And these Cowboys, even though I don't like the Dallas Cowboys, they've had some bulletin board material and definitely sounding like they want to prove that he's not the, elite quarterback that everybody thinks he is. And I kind of think that could play out tonight. Again, I also think this is going to be a divisional battle slugfest, defensive slugfest. So I think you're fine just using him in the flex, and that's going to be by Mig Stan, because he's like going to projected, I think 25 to 30% in the captain. So you're getting huge leverage there if he fails in the captain. So that's kind of my big, but as far as guys I like, AJ Brown, Devonta Smith, CeeDee Lamb are my 3 biggest.
All right. Those are the ones that Meg's going with. Rubio, let's go over to you on this one. You do the Showdown playbook. I did see Megan has a core on the Showdown stuff side. Big T finally made that happen, I think, or someone made it happen.
Yes. Thank you.
I don't know who it was. We were all talking about it. So, but Rubio, let's go to you next. Captains, you do the playbook over here at Run Pure Sports. So before you dive into the captains, tell people a little bit about what it consists of. There's a bunch of cores from a bunch of people on the site, right? A bunch of plays that you suggest, the fades, and a little bit of a breakdown for the people.
Yeah, I mean, so the playbook, we get 8 sets of cores from 8 different people, 8 for DraftKings, 8 for FanDuel. Get a nice little spreadsheet here with the Eagles, Cowboys. You see the spread, the total, the over/under, and everything. Then you get a list of, I think every player who should probably get a snap outside Jake Ferguson. I guess I would be the one that I omitted. But yeah, for the most part, just kind of highlight captain plays, see if there's any price differentials between FanDuel and DraftKings. Like you'll notice that Tony Pollard is $9K on FanDuel, but he's $8K on DraftKings. So he's relatively underpriced on FanDuel. So you just kind of get a quick look at things. Like, it's never meant to be the sole thing that you look at unless it's NBA Showdown, because that's where I love. But like it really, the biggest thing that you want to look at here is just price differentials, see who's kind of rating high a little bit too. I mean, this is all personal opinion. Like I got Jalen Hurts at the top. I got my 5 captain guys that I kind of have in a pool here, which I highlight. And Hurts is my number 1 guy. And I definitely am with Megan. Like, I don't think he's a good quarterback at all. And this Cowboys defense is definitely the best that he's played. But at the same time, 100% of the production comes from Jalen Hurts almost. I mean, outside of week 4 where Miles Sanders went absolutely bonkers, if this Eagles team is scoring, it is through Jalen Hurts. And that goes back to last year. He vultures near the goal line. He vultures from anywhere. And it's hard to play a receiver at captain just knowing that Hurts not only has 3 legitimate options with Smith, AJ Brown, and Dallas Goedert, but he can also run the ball too. So, I mean, you can kind of look at it like that way where, if you're playing a receiver at the captain spot tonight, especially an Eagles pass catcher, it's going to look a little different because you're going to have Hurts in the flex spot and you're going to have to hope that he doesn't outscore him, because I think in that lineup, you almost have to use up all your salary or else you're just risking Hurts just blowing you out of the water.
All right. I mean, the Jalen Hurts, I love him here in this spot. Obviously, he's going to be chalky, right? But then you have to figure out how to get different without some other spots. I always like AJ Brown. I think he's someone I'm going to play on a lot of slates more than likely. CeeDee Lamb, we know with Cooper Rush, you could clearly get peppered a ton. But I do think Dallas, this is going to not be the easiest matchup for them. I mean, this Eagles team is pretty good. I do think this Eagles defense, that's in play. I think all the kickers are in play. Do we have a weather update? Does anyone know the situation here? Because it's in Philadelphia. Megan, what's the weather update?
I looked it up and it looks like clear weather, no winds, no wind issue, anything like that. So good for kickers. So
all right, good to hear. I just want to make sure because you don't want to be playing kickers in like 20-mile-per-hour winds or anything like that. So just wanted to make sure that it's all dialed in and everything. But yeah, we got a ton of cores up. I'm seeing I got to see some CeeDee Lamb, some Jalen Hurts. So we'll have to see. Maybe I tried when I was upstairs at Big T and them. I tried to say if we get a certain amount of likes, I'll get someone to come live on the couch to give their core play.
Nice.
Now, not many, I'll say this, not many were willing to give out their core plays, but we have 800 watching. And we got only 131 likes, but if we get a number that makes me happy, all right, I'll get Big T. I'll go upstairs and I'll get Big T to come down and give his core. But you got to wow me. I'm just being honest. You got to actually sit there and push this thing home. So I will make sure to get him and come to sit on the couch and to talk about his core for you guys. But you got to really wow me. So not going to give a number. I want to see some effort from you guys. Okay, so show me the effort that we need. Let's go over to the flex. We got about, I was going to say 30 minutes, but it's not 30, right? It's 20. Is that the lock time, Kurt?
Every time, baby. Every time. 8:20.
Yep, 8:20. Okay, so we got 35 minutes. So 35 minutes to get the job done. Mark says, how about you wow us first? Mark, I mean, we've wowed you a ton. I mean, who's been winning the million, everything? That's fine. If you don't want to, we won't give it then. So that's fine. We want to let you guys wow us. So let's keep this thing going though. Let's talk about the flex position. Obviously we got some really, really good plays in the flex spot. Let's talk about the ones up top, I guess, first. CeeDee Lamb, obviously, I think he's a really good option because of all the PPR points that he is going to gain throughout the game. Just think he's one you want to get in there. AJ Brown's in play. I mean, it's tight ends on Showdown. You got obviously like, some Dallas Goedert. Tony Pollard and Zeke, those prices, that's the only thing I get a little frustrated with. I mean, do I want to pay 8.2 and 8K for those running backs? I'm just not sure. So I am frustrated a little bit with playing some of these running backs, even Miles Sanders, right? 8.4 is a lot for Miles Sanders. So I'm not that excited about these running backs. Kurt, let's go to you. How are you handling some of these guys up top in the flex? Obviously, yeah, like Miles Sanders, not someone you're looking for in the captain spot, but maybe they're interesting in the flex. Who do you like up top?
First off, where's this Jalen Hurts hate coming from? Megan Rubio, but he's throwing the most accurate ball according to like PFF or something. You're mad at him because he's a good at scrambling. I mean, what did the kid do to you guys?
Can I cite something that I did in my homework for? I printed out something and it cited PFF. Let me find it.
When someone does homework against you, Kurt, you're fucked.
Okay,
Well, no,
so
I would have to pull the tweet up from where I saw. It's like the most accurate, easiest
yeah,
catchable ball.
he has been much more accurate than I thought this year. I will say that, but again, hasn't faced very good defenses at all.
True.
So again, in a clean pocket, all his grades look wonderful. When blitzed, 57.3 PFF offensive grade, 5.8 yards per attempt, and 58% completion rate. So Dallas is has the PFF's highest pressure rate and gets home basically 50% of the time, or causes pressure 50% of the time, whether they blitz or not. So
I'm loving this. I am loving hearing that.
I had to look at the notes. There's no way I was remembering that.
What's crazy is
so that's where the hate comes from. I hate the Eagles. I hate the Cowboys.
Like that. That's fine. But I think Jalen's gonna do great against the pressure.
You're not worried about Micah Parsons and DeMarcus?
Oh, I'm terrified. But
Lawrence.
let's be honest here. Like, I do think this is obviously one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. But look who they've played. They've played statues. Daniel Jones is the only.
They haven't. They're right.
They played statues besides Daniel Jones, and the Giants stuck with them. I mean, Daniel Jones didn't look that bad against them. So this defense.
No, he got there on rushing. He got there on rushing, and
that was awesome. I had that, so I did like that. But as far as flex plays go, I love that little back and forth, Megan. I love your stat you pulled up.
Well, thank you. I like the back and forth too.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully
we don't all want to agree. We don't want to agree all the time.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm playing Peyton Hendershot or Jake Ferguson, mostly Peyton Hendershot. I'm obsessed with the guy. I owe him a lot because he beat me in preseason. But also, I was going to play like 100% Dalton Schultz today because they're not going to be able to run on Philly. You can pass on Philly. I think they're going to be required to do that when they get down. So I'm going Peyton Hendershot, and I'm playing these top guys. Like in single entry and stuff, which I'm playing today, why are you messing with Sanders, who's going to be rotating? Why are you messing with Zeke and Pollard in single entry? There's no point to. So I'm not going to. I'm going to play the pass catchers. I'm going to play defensive kickers. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. Give me the volume guys, throw in the kickers and defenses, and then Peyton Hendershot.
All right. I just don't know if you're gonna need Peyton Hendershot. That's the
you
problem.
Don't.
I don't know if you're gonna
don't.
Oh, you want to hear this, man? Can I make the defense of Peyton Hendershot?
Let's hear it. I mean, it's not that I don't like him. I think he's good, but I just don't know if you need him. Like, I just don't know if his raw points will matter enough. Like, make the case, Rubio. I'll hang up and listen.
So the Cowboys, the last 4 weeks, have basically been winning wire to wire. They have not had to throw the ball, and these target shares are looking very skewed. CeeDee Lamb has not gotten a bunch of volume. Michael Gallup has not gotten a bunch of volume. Same with Noah Brown, Dalton Schultz, and Peyton Hendershot. The one game they had to throw, Hendershot actually looked incredibly good. He had 3 for 43 and kind of looked good. Ferguson was on the field too. Last week, he played 67% of the snaps when Schultz went out in the first quarter. And that was because of the fact that, they had 0 targets because they threw the ball 16 times. I think in a trailing script, you have the ability to get Hurts, AJ Brown, and CeeDee Lamb together, like all three. Who else is going to be able to do that? And Hendershot opens the door to that. And I think it's on, I know you always say playing a cheap guy kind of funnels your build into a certain path, but you can still leave 1,100 here and be really unique. And Hendershot's not going to clock in more than 10% out.
What does it open the door to? Who are the guys you said again?
You can stack Hurts at captain with AJ Brown and CeeDee Lamb.
So I think you can do it even without it. So if you plug it in, I just did that. And that's why I don't agree. You plug in Hurts, you plug in AJ Brown, you plug in CeeDee Lamb. I don't need to go that. I could go Cowboys defense, 3,400. I can go Brett Maher, 38. I can go Elliott, 4K. Eagles D, 4.2. Noah Brown, 5K. And then
you're fading one of Goddard or Smith too, where you have Hurts in the captain, or if he spreads it around the passing spot, you're really, really set up well.
Yeah, so if let's just plug in Goddard, right? I'll plug in Goddard and see what I'm left with there. Now I'm at 2.5. Yeah, that probably unlocks it a little bit, but is there anything else that can unlock it? Let me look. I guess a Boston Scott could. I guess the point I'm getting at is I just think that it's one of those slates where I don't know if you need to go to those cheapies. Sometimes you need to go to those cheap options because, well, what's it get you? You get Mahomes, right? You get Kelsey, you get Allen, Diggs, Gabe Davis. You get all the guys. I just don't think there's enough guys to go up and get is the problem.
What if I told you that the last time I played Hendershot, it was to get Daniel Jones and Cooper Rush? There is so much, it doesn't take much. It doesn't even take a high scoring game at all. It just takes a little bit to get there. And I would think 8 points from Hendershot. He probably outscores the kickers, and you get AJ Brown over a guy like Zeke or Pollard.
Can I take the kickers over Hendershot straight up?
Oh, come on now. You can't be doing that.
You just said that. I'm just saying. I'm calling your
GPP,
bluff.
baby.
Give me a
GPP.
3-point spread, 100 on it.
I'm just calling your bluff of what you just said. That's all I'm doing.
I said he could do it. I didn't say he would do it.
Okay.
And
You're playing
this
for
is
the
difference.
upside
I
though.
think,
Like Henderson could get like a 50-yard. Like kicker can't get a 50-yard fucking touchdown.
They can get a 50-yard field goal though and just own
That's
you.
5
Kurt.
points. A 50-yard touchdo's 11.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think
12,
Henderson
including
can
the
get the 50-yard touchdown.
Well, I
but,
mean, he
we'll see.
can. Anyone on the field
can.
can.
Sure. And they could do a fake field goal and Brett Maher could roll
That's
out
actually
and catch it and
true.
get a 50-yard touchdown. Yeah, it
Not
could happen,
wrong.
Kurt.
That's something I'm interested in. Can you promise me that?
All right. Well, we'll have to see. I don't know. I'm not as sold on the Henderson thing. Maybe when I run some stuff, maybe I'll see something open up. But from what I'm just seeing, I don't see it opening up much. Not that I don't think he's a good play, but I just don't know if you're going to need his 4 or 5 DK points. Like, I just don't know if that's going to be enough to get the job done. That is my concern. So we'll have to see, though. I do like Dallas Goedert. Like, I wouldn't even mind. Maybe I would like to mess with a Dallas Goedert captain because I think he has a ton of upside. That's someone that I'm definitely really interested in for sure. Meg, let's go to you. Let's talk about these top end flex options like Sanders and Zeke, Lamb, AJ Brown. What's your thoughts on some of them?
Yeah, I don't mind going to the running backs here. I know we all don't love playing Zeke anymore because he's not as efficient, but he's still got 22 carries last week. He could get into the end zone twice. So, I still think he's in play. And I'm kind of looking at this game similar to the Giants Cowboys game where, Big T and a ton of Run Pure members shipped as like a model. I think this is going to be a defensive slugfest. I think there could be a lot of field goals. And in that, Zeke, I don't think he ended up in the optimal, but he was one of the guys that scored a touchdown. He was one of the 3 guys that scored a touchdown that night. So I think he's in play. So the running backs are in play for me. Again, the main receivers from both sides really. And then Goddard for me. I'm really not looking down too far because I have a ton of interest in the defense and kickers. So for that reason, I'm not really looking kind of much below that.
Yeah, I'm with you. Let's go to you, Rubio. I mean, obviously you like Henderson, but like talk about some of these other guys up top. Like is Zeke or Sanders, maybe they're like fades for you. What's some of your thoughts here on these top end flex options?
Yeah, so I mean, you're kind of looking at it here. I think like there's a debate to be had with Lamb. I really liked Gallup coming into the game because he only got 55% of the snaps last time out, but at the same time, he only ran 2 less routes than CeeDee Lamb. So Gallup, you're getting incredible value at 5,400. So like I'm debating him and Lamb together. I'm just trying to see if that's an optimal path, and can they be optimal together without Cooper Rush, or would you need Cooper Rush in a build like that? So something I'm really kind of debating right now. I really like the fact that this Cowboys team could possibly trail and kind of flip the script of what they've had the last 4 weeks. So you can kind of get a little bit of like people love the game log track. People aren't going to be like loving CeeDee Lamb. People aren't going to be loving Cooper Rush. And you always see that here on slates, especially big showdown slates too, where people might see Michael Gallup just hasn't done a lot, even though he's been hurt. And you might get him at 5,400 here in ownership where you're like, oh, wow, that's much lower than I thought. But with the running backs, I think if you're playing Jalen Hurts at captain, Miles Sanders is a really tough play to pair him together with because it seems like it's one or the other that eats. Like even in week 4 against Jacksonville, I think the Eagles, like Miles Sanders went off and that was Hurts' worst game with 17. Is that enough to really get there in the flex? So I think for the most part, I'm fading the running backs outside Tony Pollard on FanDuel. We're at 9K. Like if you're getting 50% of the work and you have like game breaking speed, basically, like he's had big plays every game. It feels like it just is a matter of time where if they even turn up the touches just slightly, I think 9K is definitely worth the risk over there.
Yep.
Let's see how aggressive that secondary is.
What'd you say, Kurt?
That secondary will try to jump routes all the time.
Yeah,
So Devontae could crack one.
Yeah, you can definitely see them jumping around, Slay, Diggs, right? You can see them easily getting out there. Let's go to you, Meg. Who are some of like the kickers and defenses you like? I guess talk about those ones because you like them. How would you rank them? I know someone talking in the chat like Brett Maher is their favorite kicker.
Mm-hmm.
How do you rank those options?
Oh, that is tough. That's what I'm honestly struggling with right now because I do like them. I mean, I'm not saying it's the showdown from, a week or two ago with the Colts Broncos and we're going to need 4 of them, but I do think, 2 are in play and I'm trying to figure out that priority. I would say the Cowboys defense number 1 for me, and that's fine. Even if Hurts is in my flex, I'm fine playing the Cowboys defense too. We've seen that happen plenty of times. and then probably Meyer, and then Eagles defense, and then the Eagles kicker. But that they're very close. I'm honestly struggling with that. So it's a really good question because I like all four, and I'm trying to figure out what is the right, sweet spot and combo.
Yeah, no, I think those are really good points there. Ruby, how about you? How would you rank those options? Obviously, you like them too. I don't think you're fading them. Like, what do you think of these kickers, the defenses, and like, are there any other mid-tier options? Like, I mean, maybe a Quez Watkins is interesting. Maybe a Noah Brown. I mean, he has been playing with Cooper Rush, and he's been pretty solid. So wouldn't count him out because they could easily be trailing most of the game, and he could be peppered with a ton of targets.
Yeah, I think Gallup's definitely my favorite mid-tier just because of the fact that, like, let's say Cooper Rush does have to drop back 35 times a night. I think his target share is definitely going to be ample. They didn't pay him a shit ton of money over the offseason to not play him, not give him targets. And people might say, oh, CeeDee Lamb gets a Slay matchup. Well, that's perfect for Gallup to funnel targets toward him. So he's definitely my number one. I'm having a debate right now. So if I do go kicker, which it's looking likely right now, I think it's going to be Elliott. I just like his leg. I really liked him during his very, very, very short, brief stint in Cincinnati before we cut him and kept with Mike Nugent. But I think Jake Elliott just has a great leg. That offense is going to be clicking a little bit more. And I just tend to play like the winning team's kicker because, let's say the Eagles are up 8. They're more inclined to kick a field goal than with Maher late in the game and stuff. So that's kind of the way I line it. But you also have the fact that, like, do you play Eagles defense? I mean, they just had 9 sacks a few weeks ago, and that's something I'm debating. And same with the Cowboys defense, like Megan pointed out. Like, playing these defenses, especially Cowboys defense, where they generate so many turnovers and Hurts isn't the most accurate thrower of the ball, like, some mistakes could happen. Like, you could definitely see a defense house one tonight. So that's something where, like, I'm debating it, but I'm probably going to go a kicker of the defenses. But either defense, I definitely get it.
All right, Kurt, let's go to you. Some of these cheap options. I mean, obviously you like Hendershot. You could talk about him a ton if you'd like to keep talking about him. Also, what about some of these other values? Who are some of the other options that you're looking at here for cheap?
I'm on Gallup too. Like you said, I'm playing Hendershot because I owe it to him. I think he's done good for me in the past, so I'm going to keep on being a fanboy. But Gallup's a guy there too. I think his snaps go up. This Philly secondary is, I mean, their defense is really built on the front 7. It's not really that great in the back end. It's been improved this year. But I'm still going to attack it with Gallup. I think they're going to be behind. He's 5'4". I'm hoping he goes a little bit overlooked. I don't hate Noah Brown as much as Rubio does. Obviously, the snaps are going to go down. But if you're running 20 lines, I don't mind Noah Brown because he has such good chemistry with Cooper Rush. Kickers and defenses, I mean, I'm not going to play Quez Watkins, not reaching there far. I'm not maxed today, so I don't really have that strong of takes. But, yeah, I'm on the Gallup train and play those Cowboys pass catchers.
All right, Rubio, I'm going to go to you next. We got some stuff in the chat. People are asking, Rubio, are you leaning more towards the Cowboys or Eagles build? And then someone in the chat, he says 5-1 Eagles build. So what's the build tonight? Which way are you going? 5-1, 4-2, 3-3, 2-4, 1-5. What's the route for Rubio Dimes tonight?
It's 3-3 if I go Rush. It's 4-2 if I fade Rush, and it's 5-1 if I go Gallup. And the reason why I think it's going to settle on 4-2 because I really like Hendershot. But if it's 5-1, like, Gallup fits a ton of builds with the Eagles defense. And like I said, if Cooper Rush has to step back 35 times, Gallup's going to get there, and he's very cheap as well for his possible production. So I really like the 5-1 build. I'm looking at it a lot right now, but like Kurt says, I feel obligated to play Hendershot here, and I really like the fact that I can play like a Devontae Smith, a Goddard with AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts as the captain. Like, I think the Eagles win, but like there's to be said here. You can get the tight end number 1 and the wide receiver number 1 for $10K combined. So I don't know if I really want to pass on that. So that's why I might be sticking for 4-2 Eagles here.
All right, let's go over to you, Megan. What's the build you're looking at? Give us your thoughts here on this one.
Well, I'm opposite. I actually bet the Cowboys money line, which felt gross as a Washington fan. But again, I hate both these teams. We've seen a lot of upsets today, right? So I have a very contrarian take for today, and that could, I could win nothing. I could walk away a big loser. But if I'm right, I'm going to be kind of, not totally on an island, but I will be definitely kind of holding hands with a lot less people because I like the 4-2 Cowboys build. I think also there's kind of more of those Cowboys guys that get natural volume, and I don't know. I just it's for the way I've been building. I've been very happy with 4-2 Cowboys builds.
All right, the 4-2 Cowboys build. It is for Megan over there. Kurt, how about you? What's the build that you're looking at here tonight?
I think the Eagles crush, but I think this could be a spot where you could have like a 4-2 of the loser. So those Eagles points are so condensed. So we got like Hurts with the pass catcher, and then Hurts runs 2 in, and he passes it to like AJ Brown once. All the points are from there, and then you stack the Cowboys pass catchers, stack the Cowboys kicker, something like that. But I do think it could be a losing 4-2 slate.
All right. Yeah, I'm going back and forth on the one that I want to do right now. I'm looking at it. I do think this Dallas Goedert captain is super interesting. That's the one I'm trying to really dial in and figure out the best kind of construction for. So, but right now, the one I built with it's right now a 3-3, but we'll have to see what I end up landing on here. Rubio, what's some other stuff you want to talk about? What about fades? Are there fades? I'm trying to think through if we got anything else that I'm missing here on the show so far.
So I know I'm not ruining anything, but someone did say, check out Big T's fade list. And guess whose name was on it? Fucking Peyton Endershot.
He did it last time too. Yeah,
here's the funny part about this is that Big T and I, when we went to the Bengals game a few weeks ago, he said, you and K-Fellow always play the dusty ass cheap fellows and stuff like that. And sure enough, they have gone off. At the same time, he won a boatload a few weeks ago and only won like what? Not even a Binks truck, probably a Subaru full. That's all. And the big thing is, like, I think these cheap guys are the way to go, and I'm going to stick by that. But the fact of the matter is, like, Big T has a slightly different philosophy. Obviously, he doesn't want to play 200 dudes, and like I really like Gallo coming in. I might be coming off on that, and that's not something that I really wanted to do coming into the slate. But I mean, I got to adjust with Dalton Schultz out. But yeah, I don't know. I think there's some certain like 1v1s that people might want to talk about. Like, do you go Smith or Goddard? Do you go Eagles defense or Elliott or Maher and the Cowboys defense? I think there's a lot of 1v1 questions tonight for sure.
All right.
Speaking of that, I'm going every time you have that decision where you have like 70, like 900 left, I'm taking Goddard and fading Smith because everyone's gonna be like, okay, I had this much, I'll just take Smith. I'm going Goddard every time and leaving the salary. That's how you can get different. Like, I mean, obviously some people would do it, but majority would be like, I don't want to lose salary. I'm just gonna take Smith. No, just play Goddard.
I love Goddard in this spot. I don't know. Goddard's just a beast. So especially if you think, let's say you think the Cowboys, they apply some pressure, which they're very good at. Well, what's that lead to? That leads to those later routes not developing. And that's why when you see this offensive line on the Rams, it's not very good. So what happens is, what does Matt Stafford do? He doesn't throw deep. He does all these stupid short routes. Like, we're watching the game upstairs and like, I mean, the Panthers almost took one to the house because they jumped the route because they understand Matt Stafford is getting pressure on him all game. And this Cowboys defense, yes, the Eagles offensive line is really good, but this Cowboys defense will apply pressure. It will happen. And when it does, I mean, he's going to have to throw a little bit shorter stuff. So do think that it's a really, really good spot for Dallas Goedert here. So I'll be all over him for sure today. Megan, you're shaking your head. Yes, you agree. You seem high on Goddard like me as well. Like, give me some of your thoughts on that. Cause I want to keep like pounding this one on. The last time I felt like I did this was Brandon Ayuk and he ended up being the captain. So I kind of want to get some takeaways from you.
I do. I have more homework that I did. So last week, Jalen Hurts, because they were having offensive line issues. Now their offensive line is back, but again, they're going up against a tougher, defensive pressure. They were avoiding 3-5 step drops and really doing all RPO and getting the ball out quick last week. His air yards last week was 3.7 yards per attempt. So it could be very similar that, getting the ball out quick. And who's he getting the ball out quick to? Probably AJ Brown and Goddard. So that's kind of where I'm at. That's in agreeing with the Goddard and thinking with the pressure, he's going to have to get the ball out super quick.
Yep, I agree on that. If you guys got questions, feel free to fire those home. I'm looking at the likes and the chat's been a little hurtful too. I'll say that. So I'm not that impressed with you guys right now. I mean, we have almost 900 watching and 338. So I can't go upstairs and get Big T. I just can't. Maybe I will. I hear them. They're playing some kind of hoops. It sounds like upstairs on the mini rim. So they're having a good time, and I'm not going to interrupt a good time unless I'm actually wowed. So let's try and get those likes home, and then maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to get the Big T core live for you guys. But we got a question in the chat for Make It Happen. Brown or Goddard? Let's go to you, Rubio. Who do you like on that one? Goddard or Brown, if you had to pick one?
I mean, Goddard's been a little bit more consistent of late, but at the same time, AJ Brown made that big money move or big move to get him into the Philly offense here. I just don't see him continuing to underwhelm. I mean, the targets are there. It's just a matter of, actually converting them. And I don't think too highly of the secondary of the Cowboys. And I think AJ Brown loves himself some prime time football. I think the Eagles want to show off him. So I'm definitely going to go Brown here. And I'm actually might have both in my lineup. We'll see.
All right. And Rico Champ says 879 watching. I said 900. Are you drunk? No, I'm not drunk. I'm rounding up. Okay. I mean, it's really simple. I mean, would you like to, now the number's at 856. I'm going to blame it on you for being hurtful there, but Gallup or Eagles D on FanDuel, last spot in. Kurt, Eagles or Gallup? Which one you got here?
I got Eagles D in my core, so give me Eagles D on FanDuel.
All right, he's got Eagles D.
Because I'm playing Gallup for that volume, like for the catches. I'm not really playing him for like, and I'm FanDuel, I'm only getting half that. So yeah, give me the Eagles D.
Cool. Let's move on over to you, Megan. I want to ask you a question. The question is thoughts on playing both kickers. I think it's a great play. What's your thoughts?
I am 100% in on that. I definitely have multiple lineups with both kickers, so I like that a lot.
All right, cool. Let's see if you got any other questions. Feel free to fire them in the chat. Meyer or Cowboys D? Eileen Meyer. Rubio, how about you? Is it Meyer or is it Cowboys D?
Yeah, give me Maher.
Cool.
Yeah,
I might be
Maher.
saying
It's not Meyer, is it? Brett Maher.
Who gives a shit?
Maher. I'm probably saying it.
It's that
wrong.
New Jersey accent.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Let's go to the next one. FanDuel. Let's talk about FanDuel because I see some FanDuel questions in the chat. Then we'll answer some questions. But I don't know, Rubio, talk about FanDuel for me. Like, how are you gonna get different today? I mean, Jalen Hurts he kind of feels like Allen and Mahomes the way he scores, right? And like if it was Josh Allen or Mahomes and not Jalen Hurts today, you would just be plugging him in and saying he's clearly the best MVP and I need to find other ways to be different. So what's your thoughts here on this?
I mean, it's tough to fade a guy who's going to be rushing the ball like 15 times or something like that and airing it out because he's got 3 great weapons. I mean, he doesn't have to do much himself to really get there outside of just running the ball. So, I mean, like Hurts has got to be the MVP. I really like Tony Pollard's price on FanDuel. Like I said, 9K a little bit earlier. I just think like the talent just outweighs the touches there. So if he even gets like 10 touches, he probably pays off the tag. But there's a chance for maybe the Cowboys are trailing and get him more involved in the passing game too. So I really like him there at 9K. And like they always underprice the tight ends there. So even a guy like Goddard, it's like at 1K cheaper than Devontae Smith. That makes your decision for you. Like, and I still think Gallup is underpriced on both sides.
All right, Kurt, FanDuel thoughts. What are you looking at over there?
I like the Pollard comment. I think that he'll get some of the receiving work. I know it's only a half point over there, but it'll add up maybe. So give me the Pollard, give me the defenses. Kickers are always a little bit too expensive over there, so definitely don't want to mess with the double kicker. I think you're really blocking yourself in. Even the single kicker over there is like a little bit murky. But yeah, so nothing too different. Play the touchdown dependent guys. Devontae Smith's probably good over there because he's not really a volume guy. So give me the touchdown, give me the bomb. Devontae Smith over there, stuff like that.
All right, Megan, how about you? Who's your MVP slot over on FanDuel? I think if I did play an MVP that wasn't Jalen Hurts, I think it might be CeeDee Lamb just because, like, listen, if Devontae rips a big one or like AJ, like, I don't know, so is Hurts, and it's like it's hard to kind of get over the hump then. What's your thoughts on that there, Megan?
Yeah, so I have really strong FanDuel takes, and they're kind of different. Again, I'm kind of taking the Cowboys potentially pull off an upset. The Cowboys defense is strong, defensive battle. We talked about this on last Sunday with the Bengals Ravens, how you could fade Lamar. And that was the right call. And I also just talked about how I think this game models a lot after the Cowboys Giants game weeks ago. And you didn't want even Daniel Jones in the captain because, again, you pay a price for it. So I am doing at least two kicker and defense. Like it'll be the rotating between those 4 pieces. And I'm fading Jalen Hurts totally. And I know that sounds insane, but I just referenced 2 showdowns that worked. And he's going to be like 50% or something ridiculous in the captain and like 90% total. So, if he fails tonight and it's, AJ Brown and Miles Sanders from the Eagles side or kickers or, the kicker. And I think you can do that. And I like kind of 4-1 or 3-2 builds with Cowboys side on FanDuel. And I'm fading Jalen Hurts on FanDuel, similar again to like what we did with Jackson last week and Daniel Jones a few weeks back. It worked. And so it can work. It seems like it can't, but it can. And so it's risky though. Don't get me wrong. I'm not suggesting this for like high stakes or mass multi-entry, but that's how I'm handling FanDuel tonight. Cause I just have a strong stance on this might be the night he, kind of reality comes crashing down that he's, just not the stud everybody thinks he is. And again, just up against a good defense. So we'll see if that plays out, but that's how I'm playing it.
All right. Great takes there. Kurt, let's go to you. Sanders or Brown? You got to pick one on DK. Who do you got?
Oh, I hate the running backs. Give me AJ Brown.
All righty, I'm with you on that. Chris says he's loving RPS. Found you guys for football season, so happy to have you there, Chris. Happy to have you with the site. And if you guys haven't signed up, please go to runpuresports.com, check it out. Happy to help you out and tell you guys a little bit about it. And let's move over and talk about Cooper Rush though, because we have people asking about the Cooper Rush fade. I don't know, Rubio, what's your thoughts on the Cooper Rush fade? It seems a little tough, but same time, I don't know. What's Cooper Rush really going to do to this Eagles defense?
I see. Here's the thing with like, oh man, I'm gonna get there from that fading Cooper Rush. Well, I mean, so is 50% of the field. I mean, I don't think you're getting too much there. I mean, he literally could suck and still put up 16 DK. I mean, we see it all the time. Like, it just needs one passing touchdown and then like one chase script where he gets like 250 yards. All of a sudden, you're like, oh shit, this dude's optimal. Like, I don't like love it, like a complete fade of it, but at the same time, like I get it. If you're fading, I still think he drops back a ton. Like I said, you probably want Gallup, Lamb, in my case, like Hendershot too. So I just don't think you're doing it to be different. I just think you're doing it because you think the Cowboys suck, which is fair enough. I mean, like Cooper Rush, he's 4-0 as a starter, great for him, but I mean, this offense has been very mediocre for the most part because they haven't had to push themselves yet, and this will be the first time they might have to.
Yep. And I mean, I don't know. I haven't been that impressed with him so far too. I think it could run pretty bad for him today, but we'll have to see. It should be interesting. Let's see. Let me see if there's any more chat questions. I know we got the NFL bot in there that's muddying some stuff up. People are asking if Slay's gonna shadow Lamb. I don't know. I'm not that worried about it, so I wouldn't think it's something I would bother with. Let's see. One thing I was going to ask, Kurt, someone asked who's playing the slot on the Eagles. Do you have any takes on that? I think you're going to see like mix of guys, right? Like AJ Brown will obviously line up in there certain times, but I think they don't have like the one primary guy that always lines up in the slot. I'm pretty sure. Correct?
Yeah, I don't think they are. I mean, I think someone might get a majority of it, but it's a rotating door. There's no one that sits there like Devontae doesn't sit there. I think Devontae gets the highest snaps there though.
Yeah, I mean, there might be one that's way higher than the other, but I know Dallas Goedert sometimes lines up in there as well. So, listen, I don't think it's something I would be like prioritizing in my builds, I guess you could say today. Anthony asks AJ Brown and Gallup or Devontae Smith and Lamb. So, Megan, I'll go to you on that one. AJ Brown and Gallup or Devontae Smith and Lamb.
That's tough. I really like Lamb tonight, so I'll side with the Lamb side of that one.
All right, Rubio, I'm going to ask you the next question. Pascal and Devontae. Who do you got there on that one? I think it's easily Devontae. That'd be leaving a lot of salary, and I don't think Pascal's that much worth it.
And there's got to be a second part to that question. Otherwise, we just got to pump that. NBA starts Tuesday, man. You've completely glossed over that. All sports for one price. Tuesday, NBA starts. I got to ignore Pascal or Devontae. Come on now.
Oh, that's fair. And Rubio, yeah, NBA is starting. I get home tomorrow. I've been gone for 3 weeks, and I said to myself, I'm not going to think about it until I get home. So we're home tomorrow, and then NBA will start dialing in. I've definitely listened to some stuff. I've listened to some information on. I've dug a little bit, but I just didn't want to be too much in the weeds of it because there's a lot going on right now. Kale is asking me suggested captains for 3 matches, which I could take that one because I do some of that on the site. I'd say definitely play at least one Jalen Hurts for sure. I don't hate playing 2 Jalen Hurts, and then my lean is Dallas Goedert as one of them as well. So I wouldn't hate doing a kicker one if you like that build a little bit more and you want to spread it out with like a Hurts, Goedert, and then one of the kickers. Don't think that's a bad route. And then if you wanted me to throw like one more, if you really don't like the kicker route, which some people might not, my other one would be then AJ Brown. So if I had my captains listed tonight, it'd probably be Hurts, Goedert, AJ Brown, and I would probably list one of the kickers. Maybe be like a Brett Maher, and it'd be like it might be like a 2-4 Cowboys where it's like Maher the captain with like CeeDee Lamb and then like 4 Eagles onslaught. Now I don't know how that fits, but that's like kind of like an idea that I would think of in my head and I'd kind of mess around with and look at, and I'd maybe lock in, the kicker in the captain spot and just like see where it lands. Or I'd run like 200 teams and just see, how many times does the kicker land in that spot? So those are kind of some things that I do when I'm kind of building some stuff out. Let's see for the next one. We got SC riding with Kurt saying his day is riding behind Hendershot. So, good luck to you guys. We got another one. Lamb or Pollard, single entry, DK, GPP. What's your thoughts on that, Megan?
Lamb or Pollard? Oh, I'm siding with Lamb tonight. He's just getting such a huge target share of the team target share. So Lamb for me.
All right. Bushi's asking who's the top guy for NBA at RPS. I mean, there's a lot of really good people. So, Big T is great. JSU is great. Hoop is great. AP. I mean, I'm probably forgetting people. Glock.
I have an Asian bias. but I would
Rubio,
say
who does the
Glock.
Showdown playbook. Kurt, who does the Euro stuff. I mean, we have a ton of great people. No disrespect to anyone. And also myself, I do NBA. I feel pretty confident about my NBA stuff against other people too. So.
NBA paid my rent for during the bubble, so I love some NBA. I think I'm pretty sure all of us love NBA. So,
Yeah,
all of us, all the above.
I can't
Here's
wait
one
to
more-
use your guys' NBA cores this year. I got in the tail of it last year, like after football season. So I can't wait to be fully in the whole entire season. So
all right, Lamb or Gallup in some captain spots. What's your thoughts? You got to pick one, Rubio, Lamb or Gallup.
I mean, Lamb for sure, straight up. But I love Gallup tonight. So
All right, Rubio, there's a specific question for you. 2 defenses, 2 kickers. Talk me off the ledge. What's your thoughts on that one, Rubio?
I mean, we're close enough to lock right now. I'll just kind of go ahead and say I think that's what Big T wants. So I don't think about playing all 4. I don't even think about playing 2 really. But there's a certain guy at RPS that a lot of people love that's probably on that route.
Yeah, I do think he'll be somewhere on that route. So we'll have to see how it shakes out for him. Let's see here. I do this one. I don't know if I want to do it. It's a Devon. Let's see what the 2v2 would be. Devonta Smith and Dallas Goedert, right? Or AJ Brown and Cowboys D. So Rubio, answer that one for me. AJ Brown and Dallas D, or Devonta Smith and Dallas Goedert?
Sheesh, on 2 different ends of the spectrum there.
I know.
Man.
It's a unique one there. It's a different one.
I like Smith and Goddard. I love that pairing. And I'm playing Brown because I don't think a lot of people are going to play Hurts and the captain with Brown and Lamb. So, I mean, that's my biggest thing. That's why I'm playing Hendershot. But I really think you'd be very hard done to find someone who's going to outperform the duo of Smith and Goddard for sure.
Megan, your thoughts on that one?
what was it? The 2v2 again? Or
It's Dallas D and AJ Brown, or Devonta Smith and Dallas Goedert.
That's tough. I'm going to go the first one.
All right, which is the
Dallas D.
You're Dallas D. Okay,
I gotta
Kurt,
stick
what
with the
about you? I'll
Dallas
ask
D
you
take.
now. Well, break the tie, Kurt. What's your thoughts on that one?
Give me Dallas D. I just ran a Hurts captain Dallas D, and it feels gross, but I think they can score tonight.
Yeah, we'll see. I currently have the Smith and Goddard. So
I hate
sorry,
playing
I
the
just-
road defense, but damn.
But I think it was an interesting conversation. I wanted to kind of see the difference between them. But yeah, they're both good spots for sure. Double kicker season tonight. Yeah, Andrew, it's definitely a good spot to ride with some double kickers. So do not mind that at all. I definitely have a double kicker team tonight, so it should be
Can
fun to
we-
sweat that out.
Can we
Kurt?
talk about Tony just coming at me and Rubio and his slate plan too? It looks like
Oh, what do you
Yeah,
say?
Let's
no
hear
cheat.
it.
Dusty Juice will score 4 points. Man, this could have been a whole different story if Hendershot catches one more catch on that last drive, Rubio.
Oh my God.
We
Tell
would
me
be the
about it.
ones
Went to
laughing.
Ferguson too. That's what pissed me off.
Oh,
Went to
mama.
Ferguson, not Hendershot.
Instead, Big T just drops his nutsack on her face.
You really do hate to see it. So I don't know. I don't got too much else left. I think it's one more question, then we'll get on out of here. Maher and Gallup, or CD and Hendershot? Let's go to Rubio on that one. Maher and Gallup, or CD and Hendershot?
That's Hendershot. IU.
I like the
All right,
kicker.
cool. Well,
I'm playing Hendershot because I love him, but I mean, if you're playing single entry and stuff, I would probably go 1.
Yeah, I like the first one.
But
well,
in my 3 entry, 20 entry max, I'm going my boy Peyton, baby. Let's go.
7
All right.
for 101 tonight. I'm
Oh,
calling it.
man.
Nah, that's too much. That's too much. I'm sorry.
How about 3 catches, 40 yards, and a tutter?
Yeah, let's do that. That's more realistic.
Peyton it is. Let's see. Anything else? If not, we're gonna wrap it up. Yeah, let's wrap it up. No other questions, but that'll wrap it up for us. Check out the shows tomorrow. We got tons of content over at RUBIO Sports. NBA is starting soon. Rubio told you that too, so do not miss out on that. Should be a fun game to sweat. But we're gonna get on out of here. For me, MANGONE, Rubio, Kurt, and Megan. We'll see you guys later.